forever, Underground Kings forever. This is your boy, that dude with the beard, back with Mr. KC. This is the Bold Prediction Sports Media Podcast. What's going on, Mr. KC?
Oh, just another day in paradise. This is the cut down day, folks. This is the day when everybody doesn't want to open up their locker to see if they got a little slip in there that says, "Hey, come see the coach." You know, it's a rough day for some folks.
Yeah, come see the coach and leave everything behind. We got to the final trimmings of the NFL rosters today. And to say the least here, based off of recent moves, I think the right moves may have been made here. Only time will tell, though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams around the league have made some moves that, got some fans questioning some things. It's got you out here pondering. What were you thinking, coach? What happened there? A few fan favorites disappearing. Kind of rough. Kind of rough.
Oh yeah, that's just the nature of the business. A lot of people lost a lot of jobs, and it's just what it is at this point here. Uh, Starting off here, if we're going to talk about team cuts, we can just talk about Kansas City. Let's dive into it. Let's not allude to it or dance around it. A lot of people got cut today. Lucas Yang, Justin Ross, Rico Remigio. Uh, who else that was worth mentioning here? Dion Bush, safety. So there's a lot of people who lost their job today. A lot of good quality players. But at the end of the day, nature of the beast. Beat out by some.
Oh, I think I lost you there for. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those crazy experiences where you lose people and teammates and stuff like that. It makes it a real rough situation. You know, there's a lot of people hoping and praying they get to play and make that roster, and hopefully they can come back at least on the practice squad. See what happens. I think we're going to try.
There we go. I think I might be back, ladies and gentlemen. Am I here? Are you seeing me?
No, sorry about that connection. What happened there?
All right. Am I here? Hello, hello, hello,
Yeah,
hello.
oh, yeah, I got you back.
All right. Back in full effect. So, what was going on here?
Oh, guys making the practice at least, or maybe getting picked up.
Oh, who did you mention in that fashion? Who do you think?
I think we got to point to John Ross, obviously. Well, the big elephant in the room for a lot of fans
Oh,
in
you mean
Kansas
Justin
City.
Ross. Gotcha.
Justin Ross, sorry. Yeah, Ross also retired today. Uh, anyone named
Again?
Jay Ross? Yeah, again, again.
All right. Yeah, Justin Ross will more likely be on the practice squad. I see Nico Remigio on the practice squad, and probably depending on what happens with the foreign tag on the lineman. Matter of fact, did they get rid of him? Let me see. Let me check the list. I don't think they did though. So if he
Well,
made the 53, that means they're going to keep. Well, they're going to re-sign him. Well, put him on the list to where he can be the extra practice team member.
yeah, and I think the
Reset
foreigners get like an exemption too, so they're like, you're just out here trying to
it.
develop a guy. This is someone that's never even, let's be realistic, probably never really even seen a football game until 6 months ago.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, rugby star, I doubt he watched very much American football, especially considering where he came from. It's not really such a big thing. NFL is not like the NBA. It's just not really getting international or worldwide, if you will, however you want to put it down. Let's see. Yeah.
First comment here.
You said what now? My thing kind of cut out there. Bad connection ever since I got that phone call. It's kind of coming along.
Oh, oh, did you get hit with a phone call? Is that what it was?
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had John Pork stopping by. You
Uh-huh.
give him a shout out for saying hi.
Oh, let me turn these comments on. There we go. Yeah, what's going on with it, John? Uh, yeah. And as far as that other thing goes here, Nico Remigio, like I said, he might make the practice squad here. We'll see what happens with that. And did they already put? I'm trying to see about the overseas player we had to make sure that they kept him, which
Yeah,
it
and I
looks like
think
they did. So yeah,
the I think the big headline will be where will Kadarius Tony end up then?
probably on his couch. I think it's pretty much done for him. I don't see anybody else really taking a flyer on him.
Oh, I could definitely see a team taking a flyer on him. I mean, the problem is you got to look at him. If if you're not working out with Andy Reid, then can I really coach you into a position where you're going to be a developable guy? But I mean, you're still talking about a guy that has talent. Somewhere in there, there is a first round grade for a reason. And I imagine he gets the Chiefs really kind of need him to get picked up because if he does get picked up, they're not on the hook for his like couple $1 million. So
Yeah, two
it
million.
does
Yeah,
it does free up a little cap space if he gets signed. So I'm out here in his camp saying, "Go Broncos, go" or something. Like get you into a nice position.
he's gonna be at the house. Ain't nobody picking him up. That's why they cut him because they can afford to pay that little 2 million. They ain't worried about it. You didn't want to resign Legarius Sneeze. They got money to go ahead and burn around. That's extra. If you can find 72 million for Creed Humphrey, I'm sure you're not worried about paying that extra too. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Excuse
not a big hit by any means. But what I think is interesting is that comment you just made about Snead. Apparently, Snead's a little salty about getting dealt and not paid.
I'm sure he is. You give a team, 4 plus years, give them everything you got, gave them 2 Super Bowls, and they don't even want to meet you halfway. But like I said, that's the nature of each business, man. That's why, like I said, man, they voted how they voted as far as personnel in Kansas City wise. The teams voted. You see, they were among the worst. Like I said, ain't no real respect going on there outside of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, and newly found for Chris Jones. Like I said, you see how long they kept stringing him along, wheeling and dealing. So it's the nature of each business, man. That's just what he do.
Yeah, and the wild thing about it is when you look at the Chris Jones situation, it really pushing it back every year just really ended up just costing the Chiefs more and more money because the waiting never pays off. Like on that, when you know you got an elite guy, it just doesn't like that Jamar Chase situation. That's how I feel about like Jamar Chase. Just watch CD Lamb get paid. And,
Right.
man, it's going to be a tough discussion now. And now you're looking at new benchmarks. You can start pointing at Justin Jefferson and CD Lamb. This is what an elite wide receiver costs. This is what my peers are getting paid.
Exactly. And so if you can't even meet you halfway or a quarter of it, like I said, dude, there's disgruntled people everywhere. Like I said, the whole situation with the Bengals, they don't want to pay none of their receivers. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, they fumble that thing up and let them get out of there and he can go to another team. We'll see what happens, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel you there. We do got a couple questions here. Shout out Just Slim. He wants to know, give me your favorite college football game this year. Is there any college football games that are sticking out to you?
You talking about to me personally?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a college football guy. I'm not going to pretend to name some matchup that I don't even know is going to happen.
Oh, gotcha. Well, yeah, you got to defer to me on that
I
here.
got, I got
That's
to defer.
okay. Because
There's
I was
only
sitting there, I
one
was like, "What is
college.
he talking about?" I thought
Yeah.
you were just saying it.
Look,
Um, I mean, there's a lot of games to look forward to. Honestly, just pick one is kind of I don't want to say asinine because it's a good question. I guess you could be excited one more than the other ones. I'm a Ohio State fan, so I guess when we play Oregon October or something, I guess that's the game I'm looking forward to because more than likely they're going to be ranked high too, so it'll keep us in that upper echelon. So I'm always looking forward to Buckeye football without a shadow of a doubt. After that, I would say when we play Michigan, that's usually typically a good game, but they don't have Harbaugh anymore and they're not cheating anymore, so we'll see what happens there.
you really going to see what happens there.
Right. So we'll probably blow them out and blow them through the river as tradition. And, we had a few additions to the Big Ten this year. I can't wait to play Penn State this year, finally. So that'll be a good one for us. And they're usually ranked pretty high. I think they're probably ranked number 8 right about now, somewhere around there. I know they're top 10. So there's a couple of ones I'm looking forward to. I can't lie. There's going to be a few good games. Iowa usually gives us a good game, even though they're always on the back half end of the rankings.
We've got a name that I can't pronounce. I'm not Norwegian enough.
I'm pretty sure it just says not landing.
Oh, is that what it says? I
Who's
can't.
the
I
number
got those
one
glasses
rookie
on.
in in the NFL? I mean, it depends on what we're talking, offense or defense. Offense, I really like Marvin Harrison Jr. Uh,
Mm.
I think he can stand out a lot. I've been talking a lot about Xavier on our team. I think he can stand out a lot. There's a couple of guys really on offense that can cook. As far as the defensive side of the ball here, um, honestly, I couldn't tell you. There's been a lot of good guys that's been drafted here. The defensive thing can always go any kind of way because it's just a whole lot of talent there in that particular pool. And there's not too many awards for them guys to go after. So you know what I'm saying. You got everybody giving in you all for like one coveted prize.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that defensive tackle for the Texans. Chapman, I think his name is.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
a big fan of him. He got me hyped up. He had the second best play in the preseason according to the fans. So shout out to him. Just Slim says Texas versus Georgia is probably going to be the best game of the year. I mean,
yeah.
as an outside looking in guy, I can see how that's entertaining. Georgia's always got a pretty strong team. Texas, tries to be
Maybe.
competitive.
I mean, as of right now, it's shaping up to be. I believe they got Georgia ranked number 1 just in front of us, and I think Texas might be like number 5 or 4. Um, but they play what they play in October. I think. Let me look up that game here. It could be a good game. I mean, I'm looking forward to a lot of good battles, but I mean, SEC game of the year kind of situation. Well, I guess hold on. Where's Texas not in the SEC? I think, or are they? There's so much going on in college. I keep forgetting. Um, that's going to be a great game. I think when Georgia play Clemson, it's going to be a good game coming up this weekend. I think that's going to be a really good game. Just starting off right, coming right out of the gate.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's a firework to start the season.
yeah, so we're gonna see a couple of good ones here. Just coming straight out here. Texas and Michigan should be a good game. They should be involved in a lot of good games here. A primetime team almost in that regard here. I always like to see Missouri lose. So whatever game and whoever they're playing,
Boo.
shout out to whoever they got on the list.
Yeah,
You want
whoever
to
they
go?
got.
You want to go to the SEC? You gotta play ball, man. They wanted to go to the big boy league.
And they
Hey,
did real good when they first got there, though. Like that, they did
it
pretty
was all
good. They
right.
beat Georgia. There's out there beating teams
They
when they
didn't win
first got
anything,
there.
but I mean,
Yeah, they
it's
won
okay.
the SEC
Nothing.
East or whatever it was.
If you
Yeah,
don't
they
win
won
a national
something.
championship or the college playoffs, so to speak, you don't win nothing. Don't nobody care
Yeah,
about no
true.
bowl victory. Shoot,
Shout out to Marizia. Uh, Says, Yo, brothers, how's it going? We're doing good.
it's
Uh,
going.
Not Landon wants to get our opinion on the Texans.
I'm very high on the Texans. I believe they're probably the third best team entering in the AFC right now, just starting the season off. I believe they're right there in that third slot convincingly. I can't really think of two other teams better than them besides the Ravens and the Chiefs. Other than that, here they should have a stranglehold on the South. We'll see. We'll see what happens here because I do like the Jags here. I think they always are a playoff team here in the right situation. Barring injuries, of course. So we'll have to see how they stack up against the Jags this year with a healthy Trevor Lawrence to see if they can win the South. Because that thing is, I see both of them teams making the playoffs. Honestly,
Yeah, and like I would copy everything you just said, except for I actually have the Texans as the second best team of this year. I have them slightly ahead of the
what?
Ravens in my rankings. Yeah,
That's
I'm high on the
crazy.
Texans. I'm high on the Texans this year. I think they're monsters.
I think you might
They,
just be a little high right now if you got them over. I'm high on the Texans all the time,
look,
but over Big Trust, dude,
I'm wearing sunglasses at night for a reason, but
I'm, you talking over Big Trust? Look, I love C.J. Stroud.
look,
We just
hey,
talking about Ohio State, but over
look,
Big Trust,
yeah,
not
and
right now.
really, look,
He got to
listen,
go out and beat Big Trust. If he go out and beat Big Trust, then it'd be different. If they meet up in the offs and he beat Big Trust, then I'm willing to do that. I'm more than
if
willing to switch that
if
up.
if Big Trust and C.J. Stroud switch teams, I would be in favor of Lamar Jackson on the Houston
Oh,
Texans as
I'm
well.
about to say,
They
yeah,
just have a
they be
better
beyond
roster.
Super Bowl contender. Then they be too nasty.
Yeah, I'm not going to make the argument that C.J. Stroud is better than Lamar Jackson, but I don't think he's very far off, and I think the talent around him is what is going to make the Texans the better team over the Ravens, personally.
Could be the case. We'll see, man. I think that running game is going to take the Ravens by far. I mean, I'm saying not by far, but real far. By far the best running tandem I would assume we're going to ever see in the NFL. That read option situation is going to be the nastiest in history. Like you got to worry about if Lamar going to take it and scamper out for 15, or if Derrick Henry going to run it up the gut for 30. You got to see, boy. We don't see either way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it'll definitely bring a lot of thunder and lightning to the table for sure with that combination. We
Without
do
a
got
doubt.
Johnny Mirror here wants to know: do you got Tank versus Shakir? Who do you got? I got Tank, man. I don't bet against Tank personally.
Ah, I'm going with Shakur. I bet against Tank. Tank, he muddles the line between winning and losing. So I'm gonna go with Shakur and Tank. He a little bit too kind of weird out here. He's been doing some stuff that's questionable online. And, 50 Cent talk about you. There's got to be some truth to it. So we'll
Mm.
see what happens, man. Like, I ain't TikToking and dancing in my draws, if I'm Tank Davis, but, that's just kind of what he like to do. I mean, the boy name is Gervonta. So, I mean, he might be a little. So, yeah, I'm,
you
I'm going to
know,
go with Shakur on this one.
or at least his mom had preconceived notions at the very minimum.
Man.
That is funny. That is, I mean, not to make fun of anyone else with that name. Not that I think I've ever heard anyone
Right?
else with that name, but it does it does raise a few eyebrows at the minimum.
Man. Without a shadow of a doubt. Let's see here. Just like Clemson will upset Georgia. Don't sleep on Colorado versus NDSU on Thursday. I won't, but man, I gotta see what Dion gonna do with this program, man, because I just believe that I don't want to say all of that was a publicity kind of thing or just a big stunt, for him to have PR to always be in the light, but. We got to see what Colorado do. Like I said, this ain't Jackson State. It ain't the same pipeline of talent. This is the big boy leagues. So if you really gonna come in and do something, like you got to do it. If not, dude, you see me in hot water for me because if I'm a university, I'm like, bro, we're not gonna wait for you to develop as a coach to develop a team to develop us some wins. Now, I mean, if we in dire straits and they just making bread off of him, that's totally different. They might stick it out, but we got to see some return at this point.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you there. I hear you there. Someone's calling you Rick Ross, I guess. Shout out to them.
Why? Because sick Ross. I am a little sick. You gonna call me? You need to call me Pick Ross because I'm hardly ever missing. So you have to start that in the comment. You call me Pick Ross because I get this thing right.
Ooh, Kobe. Yeah.
R.I.P. to the bean.
Oh,
Uh,
speaking of Kobe, I do got to touch on this for just a second. I know this is completely off topic, but I saw someone in a Gary Payton Lakers jersey today, and it absolutely blew
Rare
my
sight.
mind.
That's a
I
rare
was,
sight.
bruh, ooh, and
Uh,
it looked like he'd been wearing it since Gary Payton had gotten it was
yeah,
there, but I
that's
was,
the
ooh,
forgotten, the most forgotten '04 season. Everybody trying to forget that one.
I had to double take it, bro. I was like, I just wasn't expecting this today.
No, that's right, dude. How could
Uh,
you?
just just Slim says I want to join you on one day and talk sports. It will prepare me for my own podcast. Look, we have people on from time to time, so it's
We
not out of
do.
the realm of possibilities.
Grant, we'll add you to the list, send you off a little questionnaire. We see what go on from there. That's how we rock. Do everything the right way. But that'll be perfect. We always like different perspectives and different opinions. That's why we love it when y'all in the comments with them.
Yeah, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. The Twitter handle, what's the
BPS
Twitter?
Media KC.
Yeah, so you if you want to do the X route, you can find us on Facebook. And it's the best way to either one of those. Good way to contact us.
Oh yeah. And especially through the Twitter direct messages is always perfect. Or anytime you mention us, we'll always see the notification. So it won't go unseen. Long story short.
Yeah, so don't we do have guests on from time to time. It would not be the first time we've done it. So don't be shy. The best. I always say anytime someone wants to create, I always say Nike's the best advice.
Yeah, just
Just
do it.
do it.
Just do
Just
it.
do it.
And like you say, you hear the whole cliche, you miss every shot you don't take. And greatness
Mm,
is a choice, man. All you got to do is choose to be great. Like I said, getting out here and talking and running these shows and stuff like that, it don't take too much. Well, let me not say it don't take too much. It takes nothing but effort. You just got to do it. Like Mr. Casey said, just do it. Just got to do it.
right. Yeah, and it's a labor of love. I'll put it to you that way. As long as you enjoy it, success will follow. It's the
Exactly.
best way to put it.
And that's the bottom line because Mr. Casey said so. Somebody shattering glass, right? Somebody shattering glass. But no, yeah. So we've been seeing initially we were talking about a lot of trim downs, the NFL rosters and everything, and we're starting to see the final. Well, we see the final 53s for everybody here, and just a quick moment here because I am a homer. I like to talk about the champions. You see it hanging over the shoulder. Um, I really do like what they did at the wide receiver and who they cut and everything. I'm not really too mad about that. Um, the whole Justin Ross thing, like I just thoroughly believe in my soul he'll be on the practice squad. That's probably the only thing that most people winced at. But my thing is between Kadarius Tony and the Sky Moore situation, I would have gotten rid of Sky Moore so many. Like I've been saying it since the second year in the league. The Sky Moore experiment is over. Like it's done, bro. Like he has literally done nothing to show that he should be on the team. Every time you call his number, he fucking up. Whether it was kick return, punt return, we tried everything. Slot receiver, second receiver, sending him on streaks down the field, little crossing routes. Either you don't catch the ball or he's just totally oblivious and he can't get open. And this is no knock on the man personally. I believe everybody can be a great human being. He's probably a great human being. He's not ready for NFL football. I don't like I said, it's another Veach pick that I don't like, and it's just dealing with the reality. They always say you can't draft good players all the time, but it seems like this is his streak more than any. Like, bro, if he didn't get it right with Rasheed Rice last year, it'd be the same thing I talk about over and over with him because he can't draft skill players, and I'm
He
almost
can't.
sticking to that. He can't draft skill players. Like he
He has.
misses more than what
Yeah.
he hits on.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, outside of, I believe he can pick on cornerback. Like I trust Brett Veach at cornerback like none other. Like that's the easiest position for him to do. But if you start talking about wide receiver, defensive end, any of these like premium type positions, it gets real sketchy real quick on his history. And thankfully, Rice really kind of bucked that
Saved him.
trend.
It saved him a little bit. I was like, bro, he ain't hit on nothing. Like I said, I have so many wasted draft classes under Brett Veach. It's ridiculous. And like I said, bro, I knew when he drafted Breland Speaks that this dude didn't know what he was doing. I was like, are you kidding
Mm,
me, bro? I
right.
hate any undersized player, like bro, and I can say the same thing about the Nick Bolton thing. Yeah, there's been highs and
There's
there's
been
been a
good
lot of
highs.
lows.
We ain't gonna. I ain't gonna take this Nick Bolton slander right now.
You can take.
But
You ain't got to take it. Just tell me when he gonna play again. It's the same. It's
he,
the same story with him. Hurt,
he gonna
hurt,
play.
hurt again, and hurt again. Like I said, this is why we see it in the fruition. This is why they paid Creed Humphrey, like I told you, because they can get rid of Nick Bolton. He's replaceable.
I mean, sure, it's possible, and he might be affordable too. You know, we'll see what he
Yeah, like I said,
commands.
if he realized he ain't nothing but injury prone and all that, yeah, he need to take less money.
Hey,
Shoot,
when
if he
he's
went
there,
on a
he's
rookie
great.
deal, I say he needs to take less money now. But he already on a rookie deal. So, dude, like, hey, man, like, I'm a big fan of availability, as you know, Mr. Casey. Because if you're not out there playing, what are we even talking about?
Yeah, I am too. So you do have a strong argument there. Like it's hard to preach against that, in my opinion. It's my biggest argument against Gronk is like everyone's like he
Right.
blocks so much better, and I'm like you can't block from
If
the
you're not
bench.
playing, right? If you're
Like
not playing, like, what are we talking about? Yes, stats look great because he hardly plays. So you got to
yeah,
average his snaps into the average of everybody else's. You buffing his stats almost. It's like when Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year. They said, "Oh, well, we just threw numbers around. There wasn't no official recording." I said, "Throwing out giving niggas accolades they don't deserve." Excuse my N word, y'all. I'm sorry. Giving people
well,
accolades they don't deserve.
I think you're allowed to use it. I think it's only inappropriate if I do.
Well,
The only
family,
the,
semi-family shows, YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the only N word I'm allowed to use is Nebraska, so it's all right.
right. Well, of course, but hey
Right,
man, but still,
but and even then, I don't. You say that word too many times and it comes into existence, and it's still like a no word in my opinion.
well,
Just Slim says he's a New York Giants fan.
all
Am
right.
I far gone believing we are playing for a top three pick this year for either Sanders or Hunter?
I don't
Look,
think I don't
that's
think
my
that the
pick.
Giants are gonna be bad. You might, yeah. I said Mr. KC might be in agreement on that, but I think the Giants are gonna be pretty feasible. I think
Yeah,
the schedule allows for it. The only thing I need to see is if they can protect Daniel Jones long enough for him to actually make some plays happen, and that's the only caveat to this situation.
and they can't.
Maybe
And so
not.
basically, like this is one of those choose your own path narrator situations. Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news? Because if you want to hear the good news, your host, Dude with the Beard, will happily bring you down to Cinderella story where the Giants could possibly be a legitimate team this year. And if you want to go down your, you know, the path that you're currently going down, I can take you there.
Yeah,
I can take,
he's your
I can
guy.
take,
He's
I
your
can
guy.
convince you. I might be able to convince you on the number one overall pick. I can't. I get you down to number two, but I can't get you down to one. I get you down to number two if you want. Like
Oh
so,
man.
you gotta choose your own journey in that path, my friend.
He said,
Like
"I can
if,
get you down to two." I don't see it because as long as there's a program ran in Denver, Colorado, and one in Carolina, I believe that the Giants they'll never be the first or second pick as long as these two programs exist.
yeah,
Uh,
and I think realistically, like honestly, I think my picks had them more in that like 5 to 10 range, so slightly back from there, but still not like a fantastic season. I do remember there was some very winnable games, kind of
a lot of
situated
them.
to yeah. So it's
Like I
not
said,
complete darkness, but it could be if you want. Like let's go. Like I hope you choose.
you see,
I
he's
hope you
wearing
choose me.
sunglasses at night, Just. So he's really, or I'm gonna call you Slim. I don't like saying Just. You see, he wearing sunglasses, Slim. So he's willing to go there. He, he wears his stunner glasses at night. From KC to the Bay. Shout out to Mac Drake, Biz Nation, everybody out there. RIP to one of the goats. But yeah, he wears sunglasses at night. He's willing to go down that deception road. I mean, not that deception road, but that despair road with you. He'll drive or ride shotgun. He'll get you there. Trust
Yeah, but if hey, we can get you to the playoffs too. Like don't forget it.
Don't get
We
it
that's
twisted. Right.
and there's not a lot of teams that will we were so split
No,
on like this. There's a
no.
lot of teams.
This is probably this is the team that this is it right here.
Yeah, probably. Like
This
I
is the
can't really
one.
name another team that we're very divided on. Maybe I've got maybe a few more question marks about Seattle than you do, but I think we're both pretty close to it. Like we're not far off, but this one this year. Let's. He wants to take it there. Slim wants to take it there. You got to choose your path, Slim. Are we going death? Are we going death and despair?
It sounds like
Uh, Oh, I lost you
man.
there for a second.
I'm always popular during work hours, and people got all day to call me, but they want to call me as soon as I start working.
Yeah, yeah. It's all good. It happens.
Oh yeah,
I got to use the backup phone to prevent it, so it's all
I'm
good.
trying to tell you.
Lucky
That's,
tonight. Yeah, but Slim did redact his choice. I think you might be right. Maybe he wants to take it to take it my road. Hopefully hopefully it is what it is. Oh, I think I lost you for a second. Let me try regrouping.
there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. Just keep getting these phone calls, man. And I said, it's not their fault. I guess, they're not watching the show. Instead, if they was watching the show, they wouldn't be calling me, right? So there's that here. All you gotta do is watch the show to know that I'm doing something, but you can tell they're not watching. Long story short, though, here, back on what I was saying. Well, I mean, before then, we was talking about this. Hold on, now my computer freezing. These Giants. Like I said, I got them getting to the offs, man. Or but like I said, Mr. Casey, you just gotta let us know what you're trying to do, Slim. It's Niners gap year of a championship over after this year. The Niners they're not getting a chip. I don't know what's going on, but they're not getting a chip at all. I can't see them winning a championship anytime soon. I think
Yeah,
whoever they got to play out the AFC is too much for them. They
but
remind me
I
of the Bulls in the '90s when it's easy to come out the East and win because there ain't too much competition. But then at the same time, you look at the other side of the coin. There's about 5, 6 teams in the AFC you can argue that can be Super Bowl champions right now.
but I would say that I think the 49ers will probably maintain, a relatively competitive team for a long period of time. Maybe like get to the Super Bowl, but I think they'll be playoff team for as long as they got Shanahan at least type of deal, you know.
Yeah, they should be. 'Cause, I mean, shoot, if all you got to do is beat Dallas, which is the easiest thing to do besides beating the Cowboys. I mean, sorry, I'm about to say the Cowboys. I'm gonna say besides beating the Chargers, it's the same situation. Like I said, I mean, there's some upside there, but the downside is such a big old hill. When you start rolling down that thing, you remember how when we was kids, used to just lay down at the top of the hill and just roll down, get that momentum, just blah, 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 blah. That's what it is down there. They can't get the ball uphill enough to even roll it back down. Everything is just a sludge shit show down there. And I believe the same thing is coming up on these Niners because, for one, they should be out of money. They paid all these dudes so much money. Where are they still getting this money from? Or they make me think about like Miami. Like, where are y'all even still getting this money from? It's crazy. But at the same time, all these dudes load up. It reminds me of the '08 Eagles. They loaded up, thought they was gonna have the best thing smoking, didn't even make the playoffs. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Damn
there's
near. Like I said, I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl at all. Anyway, I got Green Bay coming out the NFC.
yeah, and I've got the Lions. Both of us don't. You know, I see them making a playoff push, but I don't see them making it back to the Super Bowl, especially if they manage to trade Brandon Ayuk and like not get that situation figured out. Like,
Man,
wrap it up, wrap it up. You didn't get it done with him. You're definitely not doing it without him.
thank you. That's all I'm saying. Because he's more than the glue of that offense. Like I said, I mean, he's the reason why the big names are big names. He's the one getting them boys open because he's drawing in the coverage and all that.
Yeah,
So,
like he's really became that threat that Debo Samuel's really was. Like I almost, when it came time to pay Debo, I almost would have been like, uh, "We got your replacement, buddy. Like it's time to trade you away." Like personally, I'd pick Ayuk over Debo currently. You
I
know,
would
that's
too.
where we're at there. So we'll see what it is.
You talk about a dude. What last year he finished with like 893 receiving, and the year before that it was like seven something. And he's what, the fourth option on offense, if that, behind McCaffrey, Kittle, and Samuel. Yeah, he got to be like the fourth option.
System, there's a lot of weapons. Look, they've just got that same problem Kansas City's currently kind of looking at. They've kind of just drafted too well. Like eventually, you got to be like, I can't pay every draft pick that hits. Like I'm sorry. Like I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Gotta say like Rizzo. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Who's under and overrated, Waddle or Hill?
Uh, Honestly, I think they're both kind of rated spot on. I don't think. I don't think either one necessarily you could go either way with on that kind of thing. Justin Waddle's going to forever be dangerous just because of the speed factor, and he can actually catch. And Tyreek, he's Tyreek. I mean, he's been doing what he's always done since Andy Reid groomed him and saved his life, and he left so ungrateful, bit the hand that saved him. I never. Ooh, anyway.
That's my only like. I'm probably like one of the last remaining Chiefs, Tyreek Hill fans in existence, and it is the
It's just
one
because you
most.
got this infatuation with Miami, is what it is.
I enjoy man. I do enjoy Miami. I'm not gonna lie. It's an enjoyable. Have you been there? If you go there, you'll understand.
Yes.
It's enjoyable. Miami's a beautiful place, wildly overpriced, but a beautiful place to visit.
So, with that in mind, I don't think either one is over or underrated. I think they both just pretty much kind of spot on for where they should
You,
be.
yeah, like you know, Waddle's a weapon. This is probably in the top 10 of number two wide receivers in the league, quietly, secretly. And he's, what he said was last year he was paving the way for Tyreek Hill to hit 2K season. And really, if you got a guy that's capable of hitting 2K, like you really just want to be any kind of asset to that you possibly can be too. Like even
Yeah,
if
you'd
people don't
want to be a
remember.
part of that.
Yeah,
definitely. But too bad Tua's throwing the rock.
yeah, you got a little problem there. Before I go, give me your 12 team playoff predictions. Yeah, we get this question a lot. We do get the every night or so. We do remind people of our NFL playoff
I
predictions.
would say because we have the video, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Playing
we do have the
Travis K.
video out, but yeah, we'll touch on it real quick. Out of the AFC in the West, it's going to be Kansas City Chiefs. In the East, I have the Dolphins. In the North, I have the Ravens. In the South, I have the Texans. What are your AFC division winners?
Yeah, of course. I have the Chiefs winning the West. At the South right now, if I have to pick, because I keep saying that's my toss up one, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Texans just because CJ Stroud, Ohio State, just favoritism there. In the North, I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers, like your windows and your doors. I've learned many a time, and I've told people many a time, you really don't bet against Mike Tomlin, but you can if you want to. But I wouldn't. So I got the Steelers in the North, and then who did I miss already? Who I didn't did yet? I did South, Northwest,
You do the East?
and in the East. I believe I picked Miami to win the East because everything else is
Yeah.
so trash out there. So yeah, Miami definitely should win the East.
Yeah, because you finally got onto the Miami train and our belt fell over. I didn't
Well,
know what
I
to
mean,
do.
shoot, it's hard to pick Miami when literally every other team in the division, two teams ain't got quarterbacks. The other team that got a quarterback ain't got no other team around him, and for one, he plays like Philip Rivers. So I mean, I would be almost remiss. I would be a dumbass just to summarize it to pick anybody else but Miami.
Yeah, and let's go NFC. Let's do let's go NFC East. I'm going Cowboys. The first time someone in the East has won back-to-back years in like 20 years. And then I'm going Lions from the North. And then for the West, I'm going 49ers. Into the South, I'm going the Falcons.
And he pretty much almost spot on said what I said, except for switch out Green Bay. I got Green Bay winning that other one, but I'm pretty much right there with you. I don't believe in enough of these other teams to think that Dallas can't win the division this year, even though it is Dallas and it is the playoffs. But I mean, well, we ain't talking about some division, so I'm right there with you. Just switch Green Bay, and we're pretty much spot on. I got Green Bay winning that thing, though.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. You know, like
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, like there's a lot of people yesterday asking that question, and I was made sure to give both of our picks. I knew we were spot on in the NFC.
oh
That
yeah.
one's just so easy to do that it's ridiculous to think about. Really,
Right.
about what about college football? I'm not a call. I can't.
That landscape is so not shaky. Well, it's shaky.
It is
It's so
shaky.
it can go it can go any other way. So I'll give you some college football picks as we get closer in. I mean, because it's just too many teams. There's too many things that can happen. Because
Yeah,
off the jump, I'm going to always choose Ohio State to be in the top because we always are. But particular seasons, it's just hard to pick. Number one, that top four changes so much. You don't know where it's going. So we really got to see. But teams that stand out the most obviously is Ohio State, um, Georgia, Texas. I would say even well, maybe Oklahoma. They're kind of a sleeper. Other than that, maybe like LSU, and then we get into stuff like just straggler Big Tens and SEC teams. You know what I mean? Like we really gotta see what happens.
a lot of question marks about Alabama this year too. You
Right.
know.
So gotta see what they do without Saban for sure.
Yeah, I don't know much about college football, but I know without him, it is definitely a difference maker.
Man. So we got the roster cuts down here. Satisfied with that here. Are there any other NFL moves that kind of surprised you in these last few days?
Nothing too crazy that really kind of stood out. I know there was a couple moves that made you question. I think the biggest, the biggest shock of the day was Kadarius Toney, but I don't think it was much of a surprise inside of Kansas City. It was more of like people, gravitating towards that headline simply because, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And then
Right.
running back AJ Dillon for the Packers is went on the season-ending injured reserve.
Yep.
The Cardinals released quarterback Desmond Ritter.
Ha! Sounds about right. Let's
Yeah, yeah, he was
yeah,
trying to get a backup spot, couldn't even
do
pull
that one.
that one. The Patriots waived quarterback Bailey Zappi.
What? They got Zappy out? Good job. Finally starting to make some right moves.
Yeah, I liked that one too. Um, the Vikings are waiving
It's
safety
because they
Lewis.
need to let Joe Milton play, dude. I don't know why they playing that boy out of Tennessee. They go ahead. He's 6'5", 246. They need to go ahead and let him play. That's what I would do. Give him one of the rookies a shot. I mean, Jacoby Brissett is there. That's all well and good. But I'd leave it between them two rookies. Who's the other one they got? Drake May.
Yeah, and the other guy, I don't think he's a rookie. I think he's been around the league a little bit, actually. I can't remember his
He
name.
was drafted in the sixth round.
Oh, did they?
20,
Oh,
yeah,
well, okay.
2024.
I know he was lightening up a little bit. He put a little bit on tape, put enough to keep his job at least.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, sure, man. You drafted two rookies in the same draft. I think you would keep both and really try to see who's going to be the future there. And honestly, dude, I liked what I saw from Joe Milton. So we'll see what happens. But I would at least be
Yeah, Milton.
optimistic about their quarterback situation going forward.
Yeah, Milton. I'm glad you said his name. I couldn't remember it. And he did good enough to at least get a little respectful, not that rookie name. You get your
Right,
full name mentioned on the show.
right,
That's honors for a third string quarterback on this show. I
right,
promise you. That
right.
doesn't. There's not a lot of those we care about around in the league. He might be one of two.
Yeah, from what I can think about, I can't really, yeah. Yeah, one of two, one of one almost. Shoot.
The Vikings cut safety Lewis Seen. He was a former first round pick for them. Another bust situation.
Seeing plenty of those.
Yeah,
I'm still just surprised that we didn't keep Deion Bush, but I guess the way Jaden Hicks been playing, dude, at safety, you'd want to keep him too, especially with the fresh legs.
right. Look, this is a wild headline, and it's kind of disrespectful because it doesn't even bother saying these guys' names.
Oh
But the
man,
headline is the Colts cut their seventh, sixth, and one of their fifth round picks from their April's draft today. So their fifth
hey,
round, sixth round, seventh round guy, you ain't it, bro. We
good
too low.
night.
We ain't. Go ahead, keep it rolling, Pippin.
That's crazy. How you missed that much on the drive? Said, "Oh, we getting rid of all these dudes, all of them going." That is
Yeah,
beyond insane.
and seventh round picks do happen from time to time. Like people will be like, "Oops, fuck, made a mistake there,"
Man,
but not not three of your draft picks. Five's a decent number too. You can pick up
you
talent.
still get a bar at 5.
Yeah, it's a
What?
little bit more of a roll of the dice, but it shouldn't be out off the team roll of the dice. Not in my opinion at least.
Boy, boy, boy. You want to talk about insane. That's yeah. Anyway,
The
who else?
Rams,
Uh huh.
the Rams traded linebacker and captain of the defense Ernest Jones to the Titans, which is considered a
Oh,
big addition to the Titans. The
tighten
Titans,
up.
they keep adding things, man. It's weird. It's
That
weird for a
defense
bad
gonna be
team.
legit.
Yeah, their defense is that secondary is nasty.
Yeah, it's gonna be legit, dude. I can't believe they did. Well, I can believe it. Why
I
not
got
give a? Go ahead.
I got another headline for you.
Oh, well, real quick, while we were talking about the Rams, I got a headline about Aaron Donald beat your boy LaShawn McCoy in a foot race, straight up and
Mm.
down. And that's what I said. I was like, yeah, because when I heard about it before I seen the footage, I said, yeah, that sounds about right. I said, LaShawn McCoy couldn't run when he won a Super Bowl with us or with Tampa Bay. So I believe Aaron Donald. Yeah, yeah, Aaron Donald. He almost athlete of the century. Yeah, I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can run a foot race.
Yeah,
Lord,
he's got 100 pounds on you, but he's gonna dust you,
he's
and that's
gonna
what
dust you.
and that's why when people talk about these athletes are overpaid, I always like to think of that kind of situation where this 320-pound man that runs a 4.6 or something, you
Man,
know, like, do I really want him to hit me 10 times a game? 17 games a week is like,
man.
or 17 games a
He right.
year. If I'm on a bad team, like you almost pray for a bad team so you can recover in the off season. Like,
Boy,
good luck. It takes the millions for me to get hit by Aaron Donald.
I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, you taking some shots from
And imagine,
arguably the best D tackle since Warren Sapp.
yeah, and imagine just running and like not even see it coming type deal. Like just
Ooh,
like that's a life altering
that's like
moment.
that's like running into a brick wall. It can kill you.
Oof,
It can get
oof.
dangerous.
We got a comment from Bishop here. Said Ole Miss going to win the college football playoffs. Shout
I
out
know.
to Ole
I
Miss.
think Ole Miss will be in the playoff. As far as them winning it, not a shot, not even a chance. Uh, like I said, I'm just saying that out of the fandom for me. This has got Ohio State written all over it because they know we should have got it last year without all that hardball cheating and stuff. This is Ohio State's year. It's time, especially since the only other powerhouse team, their coach retired. This thing is turning into Candyland. We about to take this thing over. We were the very first college football playoff champion, and we about to be the next, baby.
Yeah, but I will shout out to Bishop because this is the Bold Sports Show, and will you, if you're going to make a bold prediction, this is the exact place for it. So, if it does happen, I will remember the Bishop told me so.
Right. Like I said, if there's any crow to eat, we will definitely grill it and serve it up.
Right? And the Bills are waiving running back Frank Gore Jr.
Sound about right? You ain't your daddy. Speaking
Yeah,
of Gores, did you see what's the name wanted to come back to us? Uh, what's his name? I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Gore. He's like, man, bring me home. I want to come back to the Chiefs.
was it like Terrence Gore? No, I'm thinking of the baseball player. Um,
His name.
I can't think of it right this second. Ooh, league Tim Patrick signed with the
Can't
Lions.
remember. Dang, that's gonna bother me. What is this boy name? Was it Derek Gore?
Yeah, that sounds right. The running back.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
is Derek. Okay, I'm like something like that. I'm like, man.
yeah. Now that you say it, I know what you're talking about. The little dude. He was a smaller kind of guy too. He was
Yeah,
decent though.
yeah, he can pack a little wallet, but shoot, man, not enough for us to get rid of Steele.
No, not that. Not. I'm not that. Yeah, I'm not. I like to not more than still though.
Like I said, Steele, Steve Austin in the longest yard. That he know how to run the football, to say the least.
Right. So the Broncos cut Tim Patrick, and he went to the Detroit Lions. Lions
Oh,
get a little more. I'm not a huge
look,
Tim Patrick guy, but
Right, you got a little
Maybe,
depth.
yeah, maybe a new change of pace will get you a little bit of better situation. Sometimes changing scenery, get away from the dumpster fire, and you might be okay.
You might be okay. That's what I'm saying. Every now and then you gotta leave the room to know that there's something else on the outside. So you gotta get on out of there.
Ooh, I got one to top the Colts. You know how we just had that Colts conversation, cutting some folks.
Uh-uh.
So we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders.
Oh God. What they ever
Here we
did.
go. Not, it's bad, but not. I mean, it's debatable at least. Who's this worst? Five of the seven members of the 2023 Commanders draft class were released. Ricky Stromberg, Braden Daniels, Chris Rodriguez, KJ Henry, and Andre Jones. Now, the fact that we actually got names here is kind of an interesting
Yeah.
headline by itself.
They ain't got
Like,
rid of Brayton. That's crazy.
yeah,
It's good.
yeah, it's but at least it's a couple. At least it's not this year's draft. I'll say that much.
That's just crazy. Like I say, talk about busted picks, busted time, busted money.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Mm. Crazy to think about.
Well, folks, like we've been saying, man, that's just the nature of the beast right there. That is the nature of El Chapo Loco.
Ooh, I got another nepotism headline. If you like the Frank Gore one,
Okay.
I got another one for you.
Regale me.
Brendan Rice, Jerry's son, gets rewarded with a strong camp by all accounts and makes the Los Angeles Chargers initial roster.
Okay. Daddy's reason pockets.
Hey, I like it though. Look at him. This is what nepotism's all about. You
You're
know,
right.
people hate nepotism until you're involved in the nepotism, and then it just makes perfect sense. You know, like of course my son's going to take over the business,
Right.
obviously, right?
Mm. So
What do
you
you?
said so
He's not
he's
going to
gonna
do
be a
nothing.
Charger now?
Yeah, he's a Charger.
Who was
Don't
he first?
expect.
Didn't he go to Baltimore at first?
Yeah, I think that was the original.
Or the 49ers?
I don't think it was the 49ers. I don't think he even got that much nepotism pull. I don't think it was that strong in the young man.
I gotta see. Cause
Yeah, I could be wrong.
well no, just cause I wanna be sure. Who was you know me, I'm a stickler for the facts.
Right. Oh, I feel you. I'm right there with you.
Where are you at, Jerry boy?
Jerry.
He's Jerry's boy. Can't forget about him.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry. That's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about that Frank Gore and Jerry Rice have kids about the same age to be entering in the NFL. Like
Right.
mentally, you'd think there'd be a little bit more of a gap between the two.
Oh, okay. So this bum, yeah, he done been everywhere.
Oh, he's
So
a traveling man.
yeah, Canadian Football League, all that, all that, wham, wham, and nothing really noticeable about it. Like I said, so I mean, we'll see if he can do anything. And obviously, that was impressive enough to get him at a job. But like I mentioned earlier, you playing for the Chargers. Like I said, I was talking about them losing games. Just who was I talking about on the NFC? And I was talking about them at first. I said it's just like the Chargers and them. It was the same team I was describing. Dang it, it'll come back to me. But they pretty much the same, dude. High upside, but just too many lows.
The Giants.
Was it the Giants?
No,
Maybe.
I don't. I
No.
don't think it was. I just want to talk trash.
Good
I,
night.
I usually have a better memory, but I can't remember who it was. But I just felt like the Giants fit, you the Cinderella shoe moments.
Oh man, this dude, Mr. KC. Well, that's what happens when you're born in Kansas City, folks. This is the show me. We're gonna have to see it again to believe it again. But like I said, man, uh, I think football is always better when the Giants are balling, and we're gonna see what they can do this year. Hopefully, Daniel Jones stay healthy and keep that thing rocking right.
Right, I'm right there with you. Look, it's got a lot of potential at the very minimum. You know what I mean? Like
Really,
they're legit teams.
yeah,
It's
because
good.
the schedule allows for it. So yeah,
Yeah,
like, good night. So.
potential,
Right. That's the main thing there.
potential for me to. We'll see.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know tomorrow's show we're going to officially dive into our uh, week one NFL expectations.
Can't believe it's finally here.
Dude, it's among us. It's crazy that the start of the season, and it starts off the right way, of course, with the champions, and it'll start off. Hopefully, you got the right streaming service. Because if you don't, and you're outside of Kansas City, you're not going to be able to catch it, my G's. Because this is Thursday prime time. NFL
Ooh,
Network 7:20 September 5th next week, baby. Let's go Kansas City.
and I mean, we might have to. That might be a watch party night, kickoff
It
season.
might be. I'm supposed to go to that game, so we'll
Oh
see.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I might be a solo host on that one. You know,
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm saying, trust me, I'll tap in live from the place. We do whatever we can do, give y'all an inside look to all the fans who's watching and everything, and everybody who's not in the Kansas City area. Show you what a championship stadium look like. Walk by
yeah,
some trophies. We'll show you what winning looks like.
yeah. You're gonna have to film something and put a little video tour together. That'd be pretty dope. I think the fans would enjoy that.
Oh yeah, we'll do the best I can when I get in there. Because the purpose is I am gonna watch the game. I am a fan first. But
Right.
yeah, we will have footage here, like I said, Uh, but I always gotta watch Pat Mahomes in his majestic glory. And this is banner night, so should be
Mm.
a lot going on here. Should be cracking. This Wednesday we getting our new championship flags. You see I got all the Chiefs flags every championship year. Championship poster, mo flags. We'll be ready. Pretty soon the whole room be decorated. We're working on it, but it's banner night. What's more exciting than that, dude?
It don't get better than that.
It don't get no
Uh,
better than that. It's a reminder to the world that we're the fucking best. We're the
right.
fucking best. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let Mr. KC close us out here because this has been your show. I feel our soul is telling us that this is the show. This is it. How what
Right.
higher note to end it on than talking about the perennial champions?
He called
So
it Kobe. Kobe,
right.
folks. Hey, we're live. We're live
Game.
every night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Hey,
Right.
check us out, folks.
Game. Calling game.
Game blouses.
Blouse.